everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World Dominion review. Today we're going to take a look at another Dino pack. It's Dr. Ian Malcolm and Velociraptor. This set is part of Wave 2 of the Dino packs. It retails for just over $15. I ended up ordering mine from Big Bad Toy Store. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to order it online. And the set is actually showing up in stores. It's being found at Targets. And I actually saw it earlier this morning. I was on my toy hunt. I saw the Ian Malcolm set and the Owen Grady with Parasaurolophus, and I do have the Parasaurolophus set. I'll be reviewing that one shortly. So yeah, happy to get another older version of a legacy character in Dr. Ian Malcolm. Was really looking forward to the set. I love adding more human figures to my collection. So let's go over the package really quick before we crack this open. Comes in the Jurassic World Dominion style Dino pack packaging. Got Rex in the background. Can't see it behind all the stupid locusts and cattle prod. You do have police car back there with some telephone lines. And then spinning it around, you get a picture of everything that comes in this pack. The Velociraptor, Malcolm, and the gummy bugs. Down here you have the other figures available in this set. Maisie's not out yet. I think she's going to be part of, like I said earlier, she's going to be part of Wave 3. She actually comes with 2 figures, so that is pretty cool. And I do have the Owen and Paris set, which we'll get to a little bit later on in the week. So enough about the packaging. Let's crack this set open and take a closer look. And let's start on this 360-degree view of this set. So remember in Jurassic World Dominion when Ian Malcolm had to fight off a Velociraptor with a cattle prod? Oh, you don't? That's because it didn't happen. So yeah, this is a really, really weird Dino pack release. All the previous ones at least have, their character paired up with a dinosaur that they interacted with in the movie, or is coming with a species that actually showed up in the movie. The only Velociraptor that showed up was Blue. Thankfully, for only like 3 minutes. I'm glad Universal stopped trying to promote Blue as the mascot of the franchise, because basically no one cares. So yeah, it just comes with this random Velociraptor that didn't show up in the movie, so it's a really odd release. Jeff looks great. Glad to have an old man Ian figure for the collection. The Velociraptor, I have to say, it's not a bad Velociraptor figure. It's really well done. It has paint apps all the way down the tail, which is pretty rare. The toe claws are painted in, so all around, it's a good Velociraptor release. Would I pick this figure up if it was singly? Probably not. I'm sick of the Velociraptors. If they're not showing up in the movies, I'm probably not picking them up anymore. But it does make a nice substitute for the Camp Cretaceous ones. They were green on the show, but Mattel could have put a little bit more effort into this pack. Instead of him coming with a cattle prod that he never used, he could have came with the torch he used to distract the Giganotosaurus, and just a little bit more effort. And they could have replaced the Velociraptor with something else that showed up in the movie. Maybe these young baryonyx with a robotic arm. Would still love a figure of that, or like a baby Carnotaurus. I know we're getting one in Dino Tracker, but at least have him released with something that showed up in the movie. And then for the final accessories, we get the worst part about Dominion. We get 3 prehistoric locusts, and they're not even the same color as they appeared in the movie. They should just cast it in a brown color. They're green. They look like gummies, and I kind of want to eat them. So yeah, you're getting this set for Ian. You really don't care about the Velociraptor or the Locust. And if you do, you know what? Good for you. And now for some measurements. Ian Malcolm is your standard 3 3/4 inch figure, or about 9.5 centimeters. That means he's 1/18 scale. For the Velociraptor, it is 7.5 inches long, or just over 19 centimeters, and about 3.5 inches tall, or 8.9 centimeters. So the Jurassic franchise Velociraptors are between 9 and 13 feet long, or 3 to 4 meters. So I'll put this figure in the 114 to the 119 scale range. And the stupid little locusts are about 1 inch long, and I didn't bother looking up the scale because I could care less about them. And now let's first take a look at Dr. Ian Malcolm. Not a bad figure. It's the main reason you're going to pick this set up. The likeness on the face is pretty well done. Looks like, older Jeff Goldblum. You can see his glasses are painted nicely. Hair is nicely sculpted, done in a nice gray paint. His beard is also done in gray. His jacket is made out of a rubber material, and in person the jacket is like a shade of brown. I didn't think Ian Malcolm was allowed to wear anything other than the color black, unless Mattel made a mistake, which I would not put past him. The hands are painted. The whole arm is cast in that really dark brown plastic. His belt buckle is painted in with silver. Let's get the camera to focus in on that. Some nice texturing on the shirt. You can see the buttons are clearly sculpted on. Going down to the pants, nice texture on the pants. Boots are nicely sculpted. The rest of the figure is cast in black, except for the jacket. Now for articulation, head can move side to side. You get some upward movement at the shoulder rotation, about 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. You do get waist articulation. He can do the full splits, about 90 degrees at the knee, and you do get rotation at the knees. So, not Hammond level articulation, but for these 3 3/4 inch figures, this is pretty serviceable. And speaking of the Hammond collection, here is his younger Hammond collection version. You can see they are roughly about the same size. I wonder how long it's taken Mattel to release the legacy characters, their older versions, in the Hammond collection line, so they can get us to buy figures twice, those sneaky bastards. And let's take a quick look at his accessory he comes with. This completely pointless cattle prod. We've seen this before. It came with the mercenaries that came out in Fallen Kingdom. This one's actually molded in black plastic. The other ones were molded in gray. You got the electrical effect on here. It's a fun little accessory, but for the life of me, I have no idea why they included it with him. It was just something cheap they could have thrown in. Like I said, they should have just included the torch they used to distract the Jigga with. I think that would have been a much better accessory. Moving on to the other accessories you get, here are the Locusts. I will not spend a lot of time on them because, like I said, they were the worst part about Dominion. Dominion was supposed to be about how are we supposed to deal with the dinosaur problem, and the dinosaurs were just in the way for our protagonists to get to the next point they need to be in the movie to deal with these dumb-ass bugs. But, Mattel couldn't even get the color right. They were brown in the movie. I would have been fine if they were just cast in like that clear brown plastic. It would have been nice if they had a dark wash over them just to, bring out the details. But it is Mattel, and they do not like, giving special treatment to the main line. All that focus is going to the Hammond collection now. But, yeah, they're translucent plastic material, a little soft and flexible. They look tasty, and trust me, they do not taste good. I gave them a little bit of a lick, but yeah, that's about it for the stupid bugs. Now, moving on to the Velociraptor. I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised by the Raptor. It's another generic Raptor to add to the absolute army of these things that Mattel has put out, but they really did a good job on this one. It's the new Raptor mold that we've been seeing since Dominion came out. The Battle Damage Raptor uses it, and the new blue, minus the extreme damage action. But yeah, not a bad looking figure. Very well painted. Has a nice coherent color scheme. It doesn't look like someone just sprayed it with a random color and called it a day. So yeah, I'll definitely give them props on this Velociraptor. The eyes painted yellow with a nice black pupil. It's always nice when Mattel actually does use black paint for the pupil. Sometimes they're cheap and just leave it blank for the base plastic to color the pupil. You can see some of the dark markings all over the snout, and then it starts mixing in with this nice green pattern that is actually painted on. It's not the base plastic underneath. So yes, they definitely used up all the budget to paint this Velociraptor. Teeth are painted off white color. Inside the mouth, you get a nice pink tongue and gums. You have a little bit of white paint on the underside of the throat. Going down to the hands, hand claws are painted, pretty typical of every Raptor Mattel has ever put out. Wrists are pronated as they should be for a Jurassic Velociraptor. Going down to the feet, oversized feet, but not as bad as some of the Raptors, like the jumping one. Toe claws are painted in, which are always a bonus. And look at this, we have paint on the tails. Mattel must have had some extra money left over in the budget for this set for reusing the cattle prod and just making those cheap-ass Locusts. You can see that green pattern does extend onto the tail, and right here, let's pop it up. Here is the scan code for those of you who want to scan it into the fax app. Articulation on this figure is pretty standard. There is a joint in the neck. It can look up that far, can look down, and it can rotate 360 degrees. Mouth can close flush for the most part. It can open up that wide. Going down to the arms, can move forwards and backwards, hind legs backwards and forwards. There is a locking point to keep the leg in that neutral position, and then you have the completely pointless rotating tail. I'll say it every time we review one of these figures, Mattel just include a hinged tail so you can swing them side to side, for the love of God. Moving on with comparisons, here is Ian with Old Man Grant. It would be great to have Ellie Sattler to complete the Legacy trio, but Mattel said F you to all of us and put her behind a $120 paywall with 3 other figures that 90% of us probably already own. So Mattel, you can eat the fattest part of my ass for that move. And moving on with comparisons, here it is with Extreme Damage Blue. And let's do the Hammond Collection Velociraptor. Very excited that they announced the male and female Velociraptors from JP3. Yes, they really looking forward to those. Hammond Collection is turning out to be absolutely a stellar line. And here is the Extreme Damage Tiger, the Atrociraptor. And let's do one more smaller figure. Here it is with the Dimetrodon. And moving on to some larger figures, here it is with the Rush Striker Mega Raptor, which is definitely my favorite from that line so far. And let's keep going bigger. And here it is with the Massive Action Yang Choanosaurus. And lastly, here it is with the Hammond Collection T-Rex. So final thoughts on this set. It's not the best Dino pack. You know, I like it that I got an older version of Ian Malcolm. The Velociraptor is good, but really, what was the point of including that? It didn't even show up in the movie. And yes, it's, you know, it's kind of cool. We got, you know, some of the Locusts who can relive all those terrible moments from the movie. So yeah, it's a decent pack. I think it's the weakest out of all the Dino packs that have come out during Dominion. But, you know, let's face it, the main reason I picked this up is for Dr. Ian Malcolm. The other stuff is just fluff. So yeah, you're spending $15 to get one figure. But yeah, I do like the Velociraptor. If it didn't come with Ian, I probably wouldn't have picked it up, but it makes getting this set a little bit more tolerable because it's actually a really nice paint job on it. Now, like I said at the beginning of the review, I ordered a set from Big Bad Toy Store. Link is down below in the description. And the set's also being found at Target. So, you know, take a pick where you want to try to track this figure down. So that will do it for the review. I actually have a ton of stuff I have to review now. Oh boy, did I get slammed with pre-orders this week. I had this stuff come in from Big Bad Toy Store. I found some stuff at Walmart the other day. My Dreadnoughtus and Hammond Collection Dilophosaur and Ellie Sattler just shipped from Target. Just ordered the PNSO Dino-Kyrus. I got 3 Transformer pre-orders that came in. Boy, did I get freaking hosed this week with my bank account. So that means a lot of reviews for the channel. So that's good for everybody. So stay tuned for all that. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting the subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.